What you guys, got another video? Don't upgrade to Windows 11 until you watch this. In today's video, we're talking about Windows 11 and the latest June Patch Tuesday update, what you can expect if you download this update, and should you download it. Personally, I think Microsoft have realized some of the mistakes they've made with Windows 11, and they are now starting to play catch up and correct a lot of these errors that they made. And they are going to be working on the right-click context menu. They've already started to give you more control about Windows AI, and they're also fixing a lot of the known bugs and letting you pause Windows updates, and the list goes on. They have actually started to make headway with all the problems that they had with Windows 11. Now, some of the most common questions I see people make is, should I upgrade to Windows 11? Or is Windows 11 fixed now? And things like that. So let's go through some of this. Well, first off, you should upgrade to Windows 11 if you can, because Windows 10 extended security updates is coming to an end in October. October 13th, 2026, there will be no more Windows 10 support for home users. And yes, there's lots of people will talk about other options that you can use to continue to use in Windows 10 in the foreseeable future, and I can tell you, you're going to have nothing but issues because they are already old, obsolete versions of Windows 10 that have already reached end of life as well. A lot of the old Windows 10 Enterprise editions are already end of life on versions of 21H2, and these are going to have issues with software later down the line because they were never designed to run your games and your software like browsers and things like that. They're just there to sit in a back room running some sort of message board in an airport or an hospital or something like that. So let's talk about some of the new features. Well, we've got low latency profile that's been added to this latest update. Secure boot certificate has also been added in, so you don't have to worry about that because that's taken care of. You've also got shared audio, which is another new feature that they've added in. Task Manager also gets a new MPU usage column, and you've also got multi-app camera, which lets you have multiple apps accessing the same camera at the same time. And you've also got magnifier improvements. Windows Hello is now refined. Windows Search now finds files with just a few simple characters. Also, storage settings now let you specify the dev drive size in gigabytes, and you've got USB for display reliability. This has been upgraded as well. Personalization improvements as well, and you've got Microsoft Store upgrades as well. And they've fixed also a issue with updates as well. So I've got the brand new update coming down right now. I've been testing Windows 11 for quite some time since it's first released, and I did go back to Windows 10. I'm still on Windows 10 right now, but I'm in the process of backing up all my data because I am now finally going to go back to Windows 11. I was going to go back to Windows 11 in maybe another year's time, but I've seen the improvements that Microsoft have made to Windows 11, and it is a lot more stable, and there's less issues with Windows 11 as there was before. There was many videos coming out, including from myself, about bug after bug after bug, broken updates and things like that. These seem to have been eradicated by Microsoft. They have got much better control over what they're pushing out to the general public. Now, that's not to say that Microsoft are going to eventually have a broken update, because this does happen with all operating systems. No operating system is perfect, and again, you are going to get the odd bug and odd glitch here and there. Remember, they are supporting, say, nearly 2 billion computers with different hardware and different software, and you're bound to run into some sort of issue from time to time. Now, one of the big problems I see on social media, especially YouTube, was the hate train for Windows 11 and Microsoft just got to epidemic proportions. It was massive. There were so many people trashing Windows and trashing Microsoft, and most of them channels were AI driven. There's plenty of them out there. You can see them all over the internet. It's not hard to spot them, and a lot of it is fake information they're putting out just to get clicks and views. So what is it you're going to have to do if you do upgrade to Windows 11 or do a fresh install of Windows 11? That's probably your best route to go down, is do a nice clean install of Windows 11. And I'm going to show you some of the things you can do to actually alleviate some of the little niggles with Windows 11. And one of them is bloatware that is full of bloat inside here, like applications and things like that. I'll show you something about the start menu later on. But inside privacy and security, you can either go in here and manually turn a lot of this stuff off that you don't need. Yes, it's painstakingly boring, but you're going to have to do it because there's lots of telemetry and other stuff inside here that needs to be turned off. So you can just go down and watch some of my videos and it will show you basically what to turn off. I've made loads of videos explaining how to do this sort of stuff. The problem with turning it off like this is when you do an update on the system, it can sort of toggle some of these back on. If you've got the Windows 11 Pro Edition, you can have Group Policy Editor. This is where you can really take control of Windows 11. There's lots of features inside here which give you the power to turn things off completely, and these won't get turned back on because they are a policy and put in place. You can deny any sort of policy that you don't want running, like false deny, like I'm showing you right here. I'm not going to go through all of this because I've made full in-depth videos on this. If you don't want to go through all of that, I've also got group policy files on my Discord server, which you can just import into the group policy folder inside Windows directory. All you need to do is just inject these in and you will then have all of your settings locked in, and you can configure some of the ones that you want to change yourself. And to change these, you're going to have to watch the full in-depth video on how to change some of these settings that I've done for Group Policy Editor. Once you've got these injected into the system, all you need to do is gp update / force or restart the PC, and this will update all of the policies on that computer. Once this is done, you'll be able to then go back into your privacy and security, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So when you go inside here, you're going to see that it's managed by your organization. These are turned off, they're physically turned off, and they can't be turned back on because they're all grayed out. And this is probably the best way of controlling telemetry. Any sort of data that's being sent back to Microsoft, you can turn a lot of this off inside the Group Policy Editor, and you'll see all of this is completely disabled. A lot of the scripts don't actually disable this in this manner. They will just turn these features off using a registry edit. But basically, this is the best secure way of doing it. Again, it's not going to break the system because it's actually built into Windows and it's completely reversible, where some of the scripts are just not reversible. Some of them just rip out stuff and just disable stuff. You can also use tools like the one I've just created or many others out there on the internet. I've not released this yet. It's still work in progress, but it's getting there and I've added loads more stuff to it. But basically, you can either go through and painstakingly checkmark some of the boxes here and do it manually yourself by just checkmarking these. That's if you want a bit more granular control over what you're actually doing on the system. And you can see it's making changes already here. And once you do the restart Explorer, it's going to basically make these changes. Let me just quickly show you. And when I refresh the page, it's going to hide the search box here and also put the dark theme on and a bunch of other stuff. You can go through and do all of this singular like I just showed you right here. You can also uninstall all the built-in bloat apps by using the script here. And again, you can just say yes here and I'll quickly show you what it actually does. You can uninstall Microsoft Edge. If you really want to, you can force it to uninstall it. It will do that for you as well. And you'll see it suddenly disappear up in the top left-hand side of the screen when it's finally removed all of the components. There you go. The good thing is you can choose what you actually want to remove and what you want to keep. So if you want to keep the Microsoft Store, you can do. If you want to keep Notepad, you can do. You can choose what you actually want to remove from the system. Again, you can do all of this manually. For most of the stuff in Windows, you can go in and manually uninstall all of this. They're all inside your applications, as you can see right here. If we go up to apps, then installed apps, you'll see there's a ton of bloat inside here, which you're probably never ever going to use. You can painstakingly go through and uninstall these one at a time, or you can use debloat scripts, or you can use applications that have been created like ONO Shut Up 10. They have a an actual application that will allow you to uninstall these. You can use Revo uninstall. You can use loads of different methods, and you'll see them start disappearing on the screen because it's been uninstalled by this script that I've got here. And it'll go through and remove everything apart from calculator, notepad, and it will remove the rest of it. There's also other methods you can use as well. I've added a few options into my application that I've created. Sophia's script has been around for quite a while. It's constantly updated. Again, you can see right here, it needs me to select yes here and then press enter. And this will then start the whole process. Because I have been debloating a little bit, you might get some errors here because it can't find things. But again, it's going to go through and it will be options like this where you can check mark what you like, click disable or uninstall, and it's going to go ahead and remove a lot of this stuff. So this is quite an aggressive approach because it will remove heaps of stuff from Windows 11. And if you like that clean look, like a lot of people do, then something like this might be the way forward for you. This is a fully automated method that you'll get boxes popping up every so often to tell you exactly what you want to do and what you want to uninstall or what you want to disable. And you can choose what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. So it all comes down to options really. And these sort of scripts have already been out there in the wild for a while. People have been creating these for quite some time. You've got Chris Titus text tool. You've got Winhance, which is another great little tool. And there's loads of others like Sophia's tool. And there's loads of others out there that will do exactly what this is doing, just basically removing bloat. And I've also got some options inside my script here. I've tried not to make mine a completely all about debloating Windows. It's all about PC repair, PC maintenance, and also debloating Windows, just the whole package really. I do have a link on my Discord server about updates for this application and when it's going to be released and where it's going to be posted. So if you haven't joined my Discord server, the link is in the video description and you'll be able to stay up to date of what changes are being made and when it's going to be released. And I've restarted the system and you can see it's done a pretty good job. There's a couple of little icons here that just need to be uninstalled. And again, it looks pretty clean. But again, it just depends on exactly what you want to do with your system. Some people don't even touch Windows 11. They just use it as it is. And you might be thinking it's a bit of a resource hog, but it's not if you've got a modern day computer. And that's probably why Microsoft have blocked a lot of computers from installing Windows 11. If you look at the notifications for Windows 11, you'll probably see there's no known issues. There's hardly any because they've all been resolved. So stop listening to all the fearmongers out there telling you do not upgrade to Windows 11. Stay on Windows 10 is dead. It's done. It's not going to have much longer left on it. And again, it's really sort of getting to that point now where you have an option. You can either jump to Linux or you can use, say, Mac OS, or you can use some of the other versions out there. One of the things I will suggest you do if you are upgrading to Windows 11 is upgrade to Start 11. This will change the start menu and make your life so much more easier with Windows 11. You can organize it to the way you like. I made a full in-depth video recently about this and you'll be able to download it. It's not free, but it's not expensive either. Now, of course, if you're on old hardware and you're not eligible to upgrade to Windows 11 or install Windows 11, then you've got other options available to you. You can either go to Linux or you can use it as unsupported hardware at your own risk. You know, at the end of the day, the choice is yours. But if you have got a modern day computer and you're hanging on to that Windows 10 operating system, you'll only have until October until that reaches end of life, unless you stay with Windows 10 and use one of the other shadier methods that a lot of people promote on the internet, which I have no promotion to. I will not promote any of that stuff on my channel. At the end of the day, it's your computer. You do whatever you like. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. My name has been Brian from BritecComputers.co.uk. I just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members. I really do appreciate the support and I shall catch you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.